I feel attacked immediately up here. It's good. I'm glad we got the judgy people right up front. I'm happy about that.
You have no idea.
I have an idea. I love this. It's a great start. It's a great start so far. I love how much animal print is up front. That's exciting. I love this. This is fun. This is South Jersey right up front. It's an annex right up front. That was exciting to see. I wasn't expecting that. That's fun. That's fun. I like where we're headed. My name is Jeff Klein. My name is Jeff. It used to be Jeff. Then I came out to my friends, and now I'm Gay Jeff. That's what all my friends call me. I'm literally in one of my friends' phone as Gay Jeff right now. And I looked at him and I was like, holy shit, how many Jeffs do you know? That you've had to categorize all of us in your phone. And he was like, it's just you. And I was like, it's not a hate crime, but it feels like a hate misdemeanor. I don't know what to do with it. People love nicknames though. I was just visiting a high school friend in Boston area. He's got 2 young kids. And then another high school friend flew in too, so it was 3 of us reconnecting, and his 2 little girls came up with nicknames for us. They called my friend Rocket Scientist. It's a pretty cool nickname. He's in aeronautics, aviation, engineer. I don't know. He's an engineer, not a scientist. They didn't care for facts. They called me Zesty Jeff. Which I liked. I was like, cool, I'm kind of spicy, but not really spicy. That's what I went. Like zesty Italian dressing. You know, like Caucasianly spicy. That's what I thought they were talking about. This was 5 months ago, and I've been going by Zesty Jeff. I liked it. I got on board. Does anybody have kids here? Clap if you have kids. All right, anybody that clapped, do you know that your kids use zesty to mean gay? Yeah, all they were doing was calling me Gay Jeff the whole time. So I have not gotten away from that. It's fine. I get to travel a lot for comedy. I love that. I'm a Florida native. Clap if you're a Florida native. Where are we at? Yeah! There's the DUIs. All right. Yeah. Get on the road before them, because they're going to catch up. All right. It's a game we like to play called Gotcha. It's fun, though. I'm born and raised in Florida. I love being born and raised in Florida, but traveling, I spent a month in California. So that's a bit of a difference, you would think, right? Florida, a bit of a red state. California, a bit of a blue state. Bit of a difference. I'll tell you the biggest difference I saw between the 2 states is California's just reading all the books that we're banning. That's a good middle of the road joke. You could be on either side and it's still true. All right. Thank you in the back. He just got it. He never read one of the books. But I did find out California, Florida, not that different, by the way. Buckle up. They didn't like hearing this, and neither did Floridians. California and Florida, a lot of similarities. First one, we both have beautiful sandy beaches, right? That's very true, pretty much the same state. We both started with the citrus industry and rely heavily on tourism now, pretty much the same state. We both, on a map, are vaguely shaped like penises. Yeah, I mean, California's bigger, but Florida has character, right? And that's what's important. And if you count Pinellas County, it also has a wart. But that's not, it's called character. And nothing's more Florida than the state having an STI, but that's fine. Also, it was fun seeing, both in California and Florida, we have vibrant Mexican communities living and working in both states. I love seeing that. I did let them know in California, we call our Mexicans Cuban. Yeah, which they hate. Yeah, because they're Puerto Rican. But we're Florida, so we don't know. I love the 3-second late laugh on the right side every time. I love it. I do travel a lot. I also have sleep apnea. Clap if you have sleep apnea. Okay, a couple claps, but I can hear some of you breathing. So like some of you have awake apnea. If you don't have a machine, you should probably get one. If you don't know what sleep apnea is, it means if I don't sleep with a machine glued to my face with a hose coming out of it, I will snore loud enough to wake up a 2-city block radius around me. And also, according to the doctor, I will die 37,000 times in the night. It's very dramatic, very serious. But I have a little machine I travel with, and it looks like a child's lunchbox. I hate it. It is probably, when I take it through security, and I'm like, you don't get to check this. It's the gayest I've ever felt. And I sleep with dudes. Like, it's, but I'm like, it's my medical device. That's gay as hell. But I have sleep apnea, it sucks. My partner has sleep apnea because we've made good life choices. We both have sleep apnea. If you are not in a relationship where you both have sleep apnea, you've never had to have the weirdest couples conversation we've ever had to have. When you both have sleep apnea and you check into a hotel room, and that hotel room has one nightstand. Yes. You now have to decide who's going to live through the night. And that's a weird couples conversation to have. And then when he loses, he goes back to his Boy Scout roots and he's building like a fort with like pillows and suitcases. And I'm like, why are you going teepee? It needs to be log cabin. You're going to want structure. It's going to be a real niche part of the joke. I'm going to take a hard stance on this. Follow me on it. If you are a throuple with sleep apnea, I have feelings about you. I'll explain. If you don't know what a throuple is, imagine being in a couple and you care about somebody and you listen to their opinions and what they have to say and you make room for that in your life. Now add another person doing that in your life? No thank you. That sounds exhausting. I hate throuples. I hate that they exist. If all three of you have sleep apnea, I don't understand how that works. The other problem with throuples is they tell you things you don't care about. They'll tell you how they met. You don't want to know that. You have more important questions, but they'll be like, Bobby and I met 40 years ago and fell in love. We met Billy at the Home Depot last week and we love him too. No you don't. No you don't. And if all three in the relationship have sleep apnea, I have more important questions. When you check into a hotel room, does it have 3 nightstands? What magical hotel room is that? And how are you sleeping? Head to toe, head to toe? What are the logistics? Basically what I'm telling everybody here is if there's a throuple out there and all three of them have sleep apnea, I'm very fine with one of them dying in the night. And it may not be who you're thinking about. I think give Billy a shot. I love new love. Went up to Delaware, did a show for the bear community. The bear community is a gay community. I'll explain it to you. Sir, you guys are straight, I'm assuming, here with your women. If you were gay, you would be bears. But since you're straight, you're out of shape. All right, don't hate us because we got cute names for stuff, all right? That's just facts. So he said we make some sexy bears. Yeah. You put your sleep apnea machines together, you cross the hoses. What up? All right. That was a euphemism. A euphemism is, I'm just kidding. South Jersey, I'm just making an assumption. All right. It was fun performing. It was like, I got to perform for 200 bears up there. That was kind of cool. Best thing about a bear weekend, I'll walk you along with it. Best thing about it is, because they're bigger guys, they had buffets of food at every event. Every event. On a beach, they had sub sandwiches on the beach. At a dance party, they had a full buffet. My partner did not go to this. When I left the dance party, I called him immediately, and he's like, how was the dance party? I said, there was a buffet. And because he had sleep apnea, like we talked about, his next question was, what was on the buffet? And I told him, I said, there was a veggie platter, nobody touched, plastic still on it, good as new. There was like Southwest egg rolls, delicious, what you want at a dance party. There was pork sliders, and he stopped me right there on the phone, and he said, "Excuse me, are you talking about dancers?" Stay with me. If you know a gay, please tell them in the community, I am officially changing the term. Any gay bear go-go dancer from now on is going to be called a pork slider. Like, are you kidding me? There's literally no other way for that. That is going to get out there. We're changing the world with that. Because the more I thought about it, like, everything works on that. You go to the bar, your friend's like, how was the bar? You're like, it was kind of dead, but the pork sliders were nice. Oh, tell me about it. Well, real meaty, surprisingly soft buns, bit of a tangy sauce. It was a good night. Just saying, you're changing it. All right. I'm not just gay, I'm getting old. I am. I'm getting old. I know I'm getting old, so I'm doing complaints that I've heard, like my dad and my grandfather do. I'm kind of doing these generational complaints. I'll give you an example. I yell at my TV. Clap it up if you also yell at your TV. I can't be thank you. I'm not the only one. Everything for me, here's my complaint. Everything for me, too dark on TV right now. Everything's too dark. I can't see what the hell's happening. The next season or episode of anything is going to be a black screen with me just guessing what's going on. I don't like it. I yell at it a lot. And I've heard my dad say this too dark complaint. I've heard my grandfather. I'll give you my personal issue. The John Wick movies. I love the John Wick movies. We've seen the John Wick movies? Yes. There's 4 John Wick movies. And none of it can happen during the daytime? Who are you shooting at, John? I hate it. And then John Wick 2, you know what he does? He goes in a tunnel. You know what's in a tunnel? Less light. I get so mad at it. I yell at it so much. It's too dark. I don't know who he's shooting at. And I've heard my dad say the same complaint. He complained about he's watching the Alien series because he liked the old Alien movies. He's trying to stay hip and with it. But every time they're in space, he's like, Jeff, it's too dark. I can't see what the aliens look like. I can't see who they're attacking. It's too dark. And then my grandfather had the same complaint. What was his? Oh, the remake of The Little Mermaid. He was like, this is too dark. I heard it. That's a different complaint. I heard it. As soon as I said it, that's different. It's different. I'm going to be honest with you, my grandfather never said that. He was dead before that came out. He's not racist, he's dead. He was a little racist, but he's dead, so win-win. I just like going around the U.S. and doing that joke to remind us that America's brain broke when The Little Mermaid got remade, and she was like, I remember people online being like, the real Little Mermaid isn't black, and I'm like, or real. Because, she's a mermaid. And they'd be like, she's from Norway. And I'm like, she's from a book. She's not real. She's from a book written in 1892. Yeah, a book written by Hans Christian Andersen in 1892. She is from literally ink on a page, which means technically she was black. Here's the last bit of information for you before I finish up. Take this on with you, a little bit of fun trivia. Hans Christian Andersen wrote The Little Mermaid story in 1892. That's what they adapted to the movie. Now here's the fun fact. In the original story, Ariel, the mermaid, the made-up mermaid, did not get her way. The prince did not choose her, and she was very upset and turned herself into sea foam. Very dramatic. Very dramatic, and that's how you know a homosexual wrote that story. Because it is the gayest thing. Hans Christian Andersen was very gay in 1892, and my favorite thing about that story is it's an allegory for his life. He was in love with the guy did not choose him, the guy chose to marry a woman. Hans Christian Andersen had a hissy fit about it, wrote a story, we had to read it or watch it in a movie. That's pretty gay, and it went to Disney, gay. All right. My other favorite thing about telling people that bit is this. If you didn't like that The Little Mermaid was black, you're going to hate the fact that she's a dude. All right? The last bit is, just so you know, Hans Christian Andersen wrote 2 other stories that I think tell you everything you need to know about his life. He wrote The Emperor's New Clothes, which is very much a gay story. It's about a guy being upset. He's walking around naked and nobody's talking about his dick. That's any guy in here, if you stripped down and walked out and people pictured you with more clothes on, you'd be upset. He also wrote The Ugly Duckling. So at this point we know 1892 Hans Christian Andersen was not getting laid. And he made us all have to hear about it. All right, my name's Jeff Klein. Come say hey afterwards. I appreciate you all.